We're here. We're here. Um, Peace, love, prosperity, all that jazz. New stream, new day. We're drawing today, actually. Let me actually pull up stream on my phone. Let me announce that I'm streaming for it. That's funny, it gave me a default thingamajiggy. Check, 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 check. That's funny, it gave me a default thingamajiggy. Just have to make sure. I'm gonna turn up the volume a little bit on the music. How do I share technology? How do I do that? Share. Copy link. Boom, boom, boom. But click off that. Boom, boom. But link. Boom. Paste. Live. Okay. Let me get started. So we're here. We're streaming. We're live. We are going to draw today. I got some music on repeat, and this is the vibe that I'm feeling. Hopefully I don't get annoyed. But we're gonna talk about some concepts and stuff and reality and whatnot. But yeah, let me just start a new thingamajiggy. Should I make it a comic? I should, huh? Just in case. If I want to make it like a stream book, I can make it a stream book. And we'll get her started. I actually should have. Yeah, you guys are gonna get real close to me. Come here. Because we're on here with it. Boom. Yeah. I want to get one of those like drawing pads, but I'm afraid of those. But for now, we're gonna be like this. Let me actually pull up stream on the phone. Oh, Ty. Welcome to the stream, man. Wait, are you streaming right now too? Is that a thing? Are you streaming today? Oh, let me show the stream. Look what I got. I got two new books. Um, some drawing books, because as you know, I am actually no one knows this, but I'm doing a secret project. Secret project will be announced sometime in the future, but we're working. I mean, you guys could probably guess what I'm working on, but yeah, I posted my schedule earlier. Oh, you did? Word? Ooh. Well, on Instagram or on the Discord? Discord type. Type. Yeah, man. I'll look at it after stream. See what you got going on, bro. Yeah, I'm really trying to like hop back in the streaming game for sure, cause it's just something about it. It's just something about being able to share what you're doing live and just vibing for real. Like no pressure of editing and stuff. I could just chill and just have the opportunity out there if I want. Yeah. But yeah, concepts of the universe. We love talking about random stuff. What we drawing? I have no clue. I'm just drawing random stuff. Hopefully it sparks like some type of conversation. I like thinking and I like, yeah, type, all that jazz. That's okay. Yeah. No, yeah, I've been trying to like get more in tune with like how frequent I used to draw back in the day. And honestly, I told myself that I would do that like 2 weeks ago, and as since then I've just been drawing like frequently, so that's nice. And I've been like writing frequently. I've been doing like more creative stuff beyond just like the usual like music and uh editing and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty laid back, pretty chill. No, nothing much for real. I think this is just gonna be ended up. This is probably just gonna end up like a sketchbook type of journal for the stream, and yeah. See, I'm already getting tired of this music. Hold up, I'm probably gonna. Where is it? I'm gonna play some unreleased beats. I'm gonna play some unreleased beats. Hopefully, we don't have any unreleased songs in here. Yeah, we just gonna chill with that. Yeah, man. Now, I've been watching like a lot of I'm trying to rewatch like a lot of those shows that like really inspired me to get back into. I'm gonna be lurking, popping in once in a while. All right, no, for sure, bro. Um, yeah, I've been watching like a whole bunch of shows, those older shows for real. Just trying to like vibe and reclaim that energy that I really loved. Like one thing specifically, like I remember being so madly in love with Attack on Titan that it inspired me to pick up the pen and start drawing my own manga. At the time, obviously, I didn't have like a full grasp of like one life, two, um, what I wanted to write about, but I knew that it was gonna be something that was like reflective, like it needed to be like very reflective. And yeah, I guess that inspiration like kind of like translated into my art in and of itself, like that having like that gritty, dark aspect, but also like a very calm and serene beauty because I like calm stuff and I like just being calm. But all in all, we're here now. I just switched the pen didn't I? So yeah, like I've been rewatching JJK. I think it's my third time watching JJK. I'm about to dive back into Chainsaw Man and Arcane. What else we got? Uh, yeah, those are my main stuff right now. Yeah. Other than that, I've just been like writing a whole bunch of poetry, writing like story lore, um, getting more in tune with my own philosophy and like really applying it to like different parts of my life, especially like building certain types of systems within myself so I don't have to deal with like the whole collapsing system of America and shit. But yeah, we here with it. And if it's one thing that I've like kind of realized, and I feel like a lot of creatives kind of go through, is that feeling of misalignment with the environment that you're in, especially when it comes to like maybe like a 9 to 5 or something, or a particular environment or situation, and you just find yourself wanting to say, ah, let me find a way out somehow, some way, shape, or form, and you commit to that. Like you really do commit to just leaving the system behind and creating your own system that replenishes everything that you are and allows you the room to grow, especially. Is this thing on repeat? That's cooked, buddy. Nah, but yeah, if y'all don't know Ty, bro, check out that boy. Check out that boy. He's a streamer as well. He's a cool content creator. He is one of the most funniest people I know, and most genuine. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 3 times for any word I seek in my mind. My mind, it might seek another thing that's sitting sublime. A sublime thought is moving like a hoodie on this drawing. I'm walking. I don't know though. Everything passionate, passionate. So never gonna see, but you see in the fold, a couple folds in the fabric of this hoodie. Yeah, no cap. That's what I'm hoodie. That's just hoodie. Yeah, never mind. I don't know if I'm like delayed. I don't know if my freestyles are like delayed on the thing actually. So I'm gonna calm my ass down. I'm gonna calm my ass down before I close this program and start making music. Um, if it's one thing that I like really want to practice is like dimensions. Like, how can I move myself between like different dimensions and stuff? Not actually, but I mean in the drawings, because I want to be able to like draw multiple dimensions, especially with the face, because my face is certain times I could get them very detailed, they could get very nice, but other times they end up being flat. Like Look, this guy's, it's not the worst, but it's very flat. It's emotionless. This one, like a lot of the time when I do like a lot of my sketches, I don't draw them with their pupils for the sole fact that I could just like, oh yeah, they're just a sketch. Like really what you're supposed to be paying attention to is their body position and form. But what I need to get more used to is diving into how can I, damn, this shit's hard. This isn't a really unreleased song. I'm gonna let it play out though. I'm gonna stop yapping. I'm gonna listen to this.
You gon' slip between your knees and your wants, meeting with the divine, solely based on the cause. In fact, to act is a simple decision. Move your shirt to witness yourself, overseeing actions you make. The you in question is a fractal with the responsibility for being better. Overseeing time, I want it worse, but overseeing the mind, body, and soul. Overseers, oversee. Oversee your mind, my oversee divine. Little time and you seek a different self that can deal with this version of hell. You see this dharma reality.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna turn it down. We back. Anyways, oh, I'm actually glad this song came on, cause like one of the biggest things that have been like stuck in my head in my thought processes is like being able to like have a system that like replenishes you truthfully, because a lot of the time we find ourselves in these like systems that make no sense. Like we put in 100% of our energy and then we get nothing in return, or a baseline of return, which is fine sometimes, only if you're willing to take a lot of the information and learn from it. That's why, like, in any situation, I approach it with zero expectation, and that zero expectation allows me to, like, learn. And if I'm able to learn, then I'm able to, like, extract value from anything. Like, despite me only doing something for money or only doing something for, a connection or trade or whatever, like there has to be some type of value, like besides the baseline transactional thing, because the baseline transactional thing between anything in reality is like give and take. You're gonna get something, you're always gonna get something back. It's what you really want to value with the thing that you're getting. And yeah, I think that's like the main thing I want to like make my philosophy really that's what I want my philosophy to really like hone in on, and I want people to really think about is like that aspect of life. Like critically think like what is something that you want to extract from the moment that you're in, especially in a system that you don't want to be in. How can you turn that thing into something of value? That's why I love having conversation with people. No matter like no matter how you see how his face is just like what is going on? What is that? Like, what is this? Like, scrunch up. Why it scrunch up like that? My youth. See, the thing is about like this. I could just do this. Watch this. Boom. Is that right? No, it's not. No, yeah. The thing is about like being in. I can use like work or school as an example, because a lot of the times I'm talking about specifically for people that find themselves in the job or the college classroom or the high school classroom or whatever situation that they're in that they don't actually want to be in. Like they don't actually extract any value from it. And especially being a person like you might be the type of person that learns a certain way, and that certain way like might be hands on, and the class you're in is just having you sit, and now you're like I'm here for nothing. But you are here for something. Like you can learn, but you just need to be able to like put it in your own way of learning. That's the biggest thing. And then when it goes to like the same thing with the job is like, oh, you're in this job. What can you extract from this thing? Like, do you want to become a higher up in the job? Is that like a goal that you want to achieve? Do you want to take the lessons that you learn for the job and put it into your own business? Do you want to be some type of manager or consultant for your friend's business or whatever? Like, what position do you want to like really give like purpose to? Like, what do you want to give to your life? What is the purpose that you want to give to your life? And that's why you build systems for yourself in which it makes sense. Like it makes sense why you have this job. It makes sense why you're here because you're not just here to say, yeah, I took a class or oh yeah, I'm here for just money. No, you're here for a purpose. And especially when you're in a desperate situation in which you might only have that job only because you want money. If you're in that situation, allow yourself the opportunity to be like, oh yeah, I might only be here for the money, but I'm gonna learn a thing or two about how to really conduct business. I'm gonna look at how things are conducted. I'm gonna look at the mistakes and the things that might build me up as a person and like show me like, oh, I could do this in this way, I could do it like this, I can learn from this, I can expand on my own world and my own system and have those things actually pose value to you rather than just complaining about being there. Because I ain't gonna lie, like the complaints are always gonna be there. Like you're always gonna like be in the position in which like, oh, I don't want to do this or I don't want to do that. But as long as you can like extract value that outweighs the negatives, then you're good. Because the baseline's always gonna be there. You're gonna get money every 2 weeks or every week or whatever. But as long as you can extract that value and move towards a betterment of yourself, then you have won. You have won. And that's real. About the yeah 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 some innocent innocence. Yeah, never mind. Like Zoink Scoob. Alright, next drawing. Yatta, yatta. Alright. Point perspective drawing. See, I don't even know what I'm drawing yet. Ooh, it's looking like a back. It is looking like a back. It is a back attack. I don't know. Rap. Yippity yap. Something. Something about a universe. Head ass. But anyways, yeah, that's a course of my thoughts right now. Like, just making sure that the system is really pushing value back into yourself because that is the one thing that you need to make sure that you do, especially in a system like America, especially America's work system because it's so it's it's disgusting. It's predatory. It's yeah. If you're not able to like extract any type of meaning from the thing, it's like damn, why are you there for real? And then on top of that is like, oh yeah, you have to survive and pay bills, but like these bills are kind of fake. Like these things are all kind of fake. You go to a different country, like I was fortunate enough to like go to Costa Rica, and I was even more fortunate enough that like in my childhood I went to Jamaica almost every summer, and in those experiences I didn't know how privileged I was to be able to like go to a different country every summer at that age. And then in my adulthood when I was able to go to Costa Rica and then seeing the quality of life and the difference, I was like, wow, I am living in. I'm trying to find like a good term to call like America's situation because it's like is both in poverty and not in poverty at the same time. Is like it's it's a poor it's a poor state of being. I have to say it's a poor state of being because if why is the most valuable thing a dollar amount that is one already underpaid and two like the dollar amount is under the minimum wage and two it's such a flat rate that it doesn't account for the actual amount of work that you put in at any job because the work varies if work was based on like not on commission but more so on effort then it's like okay how can you value the amount of money that you give someone in effort because effort varies across like different people but this system's not going to do that because it's too complicated for that. And yeah, like the it's so many things that could just like go into that, and it's like like it's a lot to think about. And I'm not an economic person. I'm not an economist. Is that what it is called? Economist? Like I don't do that. I don't do economy. Like it's not my thing. I am an artist. I'm an artist. I'm a philosopher. I like to call myself a teacher. Um, I'm a human being. I'm actively being a human. So that's my job title, I guess. Yeah. It's crazy how our ego associates with so much. Yeah. I get yapped days and days about like how the disassociation of ego is like one of the most important things that someone can do in their life because to realize that you are not your ego and you're not your problems is like one of the most powerful things you could do is it makes you realize like what is actually your problem, what is actually someone else's problem, what is actually something that is of value to you and what is like hindering you from the growth that you need to attain. I have a friend that his name is like one of the most powerful names that like I could ever think of. Like Maya, like may you attain happiness. It's one of the most powerful sentences you can deliver. May you attain happiness, and it's more so in whenever I think about that. Like I think of it in a spiritual sense. That means that I'm not in a constant state of happiness relative to who I am. I'm more so. Oh, hi, person. Do your drawings ever feel like? Wait, what is? Okay. Do your drawings ever feel like in approximate, in the sense that you settle for what you can output instead of struggling to go through the piece? Ooh, that's interesting. I like to say I don't think I've ever struggled to like deliver art within a piece. If and when it comes the time in which I've never been able to do something or I've never attempted to do something, if the time is right, then it will get done. I've always been the type of artist that like does something off of the importance of pushing a purpose. So if I have a purpose to do something, then I'm going to do it. Like that was even like how I got into making music or just drawing in general cuz like how I really dove into drawing was because I wanted to make a comic and yeah, I was talking to a whole bunch of artists that like wanted to make I was talking to a whole bunch of artists and I wanted to be like, "Oh, can you make my comic? Can you do this? Can you draw it for me?" Da 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 da. But I was like, no, no one's gonna really want to put themselves in that position. So I had to learn myself, and in doing that, it pushed me down a path that was longer than I expected, but was needed because it pushed me to understand what I needed to do for my own art and how it had to like be. And even now, I'm not gonna say that I have like a perfect understanding of how my art is, but with enough patience, it allowed me the opportunity to make things like this, to make positions and forms like this. Like this is only a small fraction of my art that I've shown on my channel, but like it's a piece that had a long journey. And yeah, I think if that answers your question, if that answers your question, that's my approach to my art. Yeah, yeah. But now yeah, my friend's artist name, Maya. The approach to happiness and the application of being happy on a spiritual level is deeper than someone being happy on the external level, because there are moments that you won't be happy. You have to be able to like see those moments through, almost in the same sense with this like artistry. um because I was wondering why there was a giant eye in the middle of the face, which you erased me. Ah, wait, what? Also, my formal opening, Sir Ruvies. I hope I said your name. Ruvies, Ruvis has indeed spawned majestically. So, indeed, welcome to the chat. Um, no, yeah. So, ah, nice. A fellow artist. If you want, wait. I don't even know if my I need to put my Discord in my description. But if you go to my website, my Discord's on there. But no, yeah, the reason why I drew the eye in the middle, one, it is a little bit of lore with my comic, and that's why I did it. But originally, I was just like, I don't like how the head was shaped, so I was like, let me just let me just move the eyeball in the center and just make it that, and then move on. But yeah, I guess it lays like a little groundwork for like if I want to come back to this drawing in the future, I can, and then look at it as a reference, because I like the form of the head shape. I just didn't like how the direction was, because if I were to like draw the eyes like around these lines, like it could definitely work and I could do something with that, but I just rather um do the random stuff that popped in my head, and I was like, let me just skip it. So I'm here now. But yeah. So you're drawing comic as well? That's dope. That's dope. I love to hear it. I love to hear it. I love to hear it. What got you into what got you into like making comics? Like what why did you want to start making stories? Like what was the purpose behind that? One of those guys who's only social medias. Facts. Oh yeah, shoot me an email. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. Ooh, that just gave me an idea. I don't, huh. Maybe I should make a community page on my website. That would be cool. But yeah. No, yeah, the easiest way to like get in contact with me is through my email, Instagram, all my social medias and stuff, but you like you said you don't have social media. So, email, I guess. And then yeah. Now, yeah, I have a very rugged art style. I don't like words linguistics do. So a little conveying human thoughts, images are far. Ooh, you're so right. Plus, I don't even like reading comics. It takes a great deal of imagination. And yeah, true, true. Ah, the context is laid out. Yeah, that yeah, it's interesting because like I feel not completely the same, but like similar in the aspect of like reading comics because it takes a lot of effort for me to actually be like, oh, I'm gonna pick up this comic. Like I remember the first comic or manga that I like read was Attack on Titan. Like I seriously read that one, but after I got very deep into the lore of Attack on Titan, like I think it was after season 3, I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And then I just dove into like the comic world, and yeah, and then I was introduced to I think it was Chainsaw Man afterwards. Like I started reading Chainsaw Man, I was like, wow, this is amazing too. And then I started watching JJK, and then I got into that, but then snowballed. But I didn't when I read, I'm not the biggest on like, oh, I'm gonna read every single thing. It isn't until like I get through the second read that I like get a lot of detail because, yeah, yeah, just something about it. Yeah, I think she making her. Yeah. Okay, let me. New page! Boop. Okay. Out of the diver set. Another thing about drawing that I really love is how much you might draw the same thing. Like you really get to understand like what you pay attention to on a day-to-day basis. Like it's interesting. The position, the form, the why behind like why you made a decision towards a drawing. It's interesting. The liberation drums. Ah. Oh, I got your email. Perfect. I should probably be practicing from this book I just got, honestly. Let me do like a rough little. It's funny, I use like the definitive pen to like sketch, but yeah, I guess artists are unique in their own way. See, I didn't even like that. Delete. Boom. Definitely recommend getting this book if, yeah, like it's pretty cool. I literally just got this thing, but like the amount of detail and like just things you can learn about like the human figure. It's very introduction. I don't even know what word I'm looking for. User friendly, I guess. Kind of like getting really good at eyes. Nah, yeah, facts. Facts. I think eyeballs are like my favorite thing to draw. Like, yeah, my name is Dario's Third Eye. Like, yeah, eyes. I just love eyes. Like, speaking of which, I might as well just draw an eyeball right now. Might as well just draw an eyeball right now. Now, yeah, eyes. They're the window to the soul. One of my favorite things is like looking in someone's eyes as like a just meeting them like empathetically and just like seeing where they are in the world, because sometimes like people can look with their eyes but they're not there. Like, you feel me, they might be in their own pocket, their own world. They might be separate from everything that they're going through, and it's like, wow, why? Have you seen the images? Oh, I didn't even look yet, but I can. Hold up, let me see. Boop. Oh, wow. Oh, I love these. Oh, that's insane. Wow. That's beautiful. I love your style. I love your style. Wow. Wow. That is cool. That's dope. Please, please, I have one request for you. I have one request for you. Please make a Discord. Hop on Discord. Hop in my Discord and like, yeah, cuz that I love your style of art, and I could also tell that it's not just a surface level, oh, I have cool drawings. It really has a detail that is like personal to you, like you've cultivated that style. So like, yeah, I highly respect that, and I love to for you to be like in a similar community, because I'm trying to cultivate like a bigger community of like artists, honestly, like not just like visual artists but like artists in general, because like there's so many perspectives that really dive into the deeper inner standings of the self, and you're one of those people, and I respect that completely. So please, 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 yeah, that's beautiful, and keep on working on that. Like, I keep on working on your comic, because that's iconic. That's iconic. Like, I'm actually, it gave me chills, especially the subject matter. From that one page, I'm already like, okay, what am I about to discover? What am I going to turn into? What does it mean? I'm not gonna show the stream because I'm not sure if you want me to like show them, but yeah, like, oh, I should do a art review stream. That'd be cool. Future idea, but yeah, that's cool. Oh my gosh, that's cool. Nah, I spontaneously combusted. But okay, true, true. I feel that. I feel that. I can feel that. There is. it's very intense. I'll say that. Like, eye contact is intense because I don't look anyone in the eye, but when I have to convey some type of message, intent, or personability, like I make sure like look you in the eye. Like archive of many faces. They're wearing. Yeah. Yeah, cause that's thing like even in your drawing, like the way that it was explained about becoming different versions of like let me look back at like what specifically was said. It said I could freely change forms. Yeah, I can freely change forms, and that is exactly what life is, and what boils down to being like a living being or being a part of the universe in general is like you are freely able to change forms in the grand scheme. Like the things that you become on different like conceptual levels is like you changing forms. Like life to life, your matter changes into something else, disregarding like what it was in the past and becoming something else. And you on a day-to-day basis disregarding the form that you were yesterday to make sure that you could propel yourself in the future tomorrow. Like it's all its own pace. And when my specific journey for myself is to ensure that I push towards a certain type of positivity and make sure that I push an idea and a message of positivity. And in doing that, I find myself in whatever situation always trying to be a guiding light or a type of perspective that can receive the energy and replenish what needs to be there. And that's what I want my energy to adopt in it of itself, and that's what I want my art to adopt, because you could change forms into anything, but what you want depends on you. Like, do you want that energy to manifest? Do you want that energy to be you? Who do you want to be at the end of the day? What message do you want to push? Who do you want to be? What do you want to be? What does it mean to be you? So many levels, so many levels. The comic is a philosophical debate about meaning being void of anything inherently value. Uh, Talking about subjectivity, the meaning it takes place to rise between a man and God. Wow, that is cool. That's cool. Please, please make that Discord join. I would love to have a conversation with you. Like that. That's amazing. Like I'll explain like a piece about like my comic as well. My my story is more so about the collapse of things that we know within society. Like at a certain point, like there will come a time when people forget who they were years ago, and the single decision of one person will manifest an entire world of change. And with that world of change, now the future generation is going to have to make their own decisions to make sure that they have a better future for their children or the people past them. And it takes a lot of effort and energy. And through that want to make a better future, despite the constant um turmoil of just being within a world that is chaotic, and not even just chaotic but like negatively chaotic, you have to be able to find yourself balance and find a type of serenity and serene peace and be one with just everything. Almost like a close conceptual overview of Hinduism or Rastafari or Buddhism. Um, spiritual, a lot of spiritual and cultural practices like Yoruba religions, taking a lot of those meanings and communal buildings. Yeah. Yeah. What's up, DJ? What's up, man? How you doing? Yeah, that's the basis of like what I really want to deliver for my comic. That's that. Ooh, this song is beyond unreleased. I'm skipping. Yeah. How you doing, bro? You good? You alive? Breathing? All that jazz? You feel me? Yeah. Vibing, vibing. Ready for tomorrow? Yes, sir. Yeah, I gotta see which I don't know if you had a particular song that you wanted me to do besides options, or if you wanted me to choose a different one, because I could choose any of them honestly. But I'm ready. It has good context, not gonna lie, and it sounds introspective as hell, which a lot of individuals will appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. I hope it does resonate, and I don't even say like I hope. I think it is gonna resonate, or I know it's gonna resonate because you resonate even with just me drawing, so that means a lot. Okay, bet. I'll pick the song. Bet that. We'll see. I'll probably play the thing. Yeah, 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 yeah. I have a. I need a. What do you? What do I even want to do with my hair in this one? I don't know. I do not know. Probably put it up in a bun. Um. No, yeah. That's the story. That's the story, or like the conceptual overview of the story. And I can't wait to like see your story like fully fleshed out and everything. Like again, please like keep me updated. I would love to find out more, cuz that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. Another thing that I've been doing with like this story especially, or my story especially, is I I made it in bed with like all of my art practices and art forms, almost in the same way as you would see like a native culture practice, like either songs or dances and rituals and different forms and practices of a life, and have it baked in within their religion or culture. And I have it in that same type of feeling because like if you listen to my music, because I make music as well, uh if you listen to my music speaks of my philosophies and either things that I've gone through in life and everything, but it's very closely related to the same things that I will talk about or show within my poetry, and then my visual art as well, whether it be drawing, photography, videography, or film. Like they all cover the same type of basis, and not only the same type of basis, but it will very closely relate to an idea that could be translated or copied and pasted right into like the different form. Like yeah, like if people look at like my cover arts, like one of my cover arts is actually this drawing. Like not this drawing exactly, but it like it's it's just a graphic design piece of it. But yeah, I do struggle to watch tutorials or formally learn. I've not studied the head or an anime because it's nauseating. Yeah. That's real. That's real. I was the same way. Like I'm only just now starting to get into like reading these books and like learning a little bit more of anatomy. for the sole basis because I want to be able to understand that perspective and everything. But I've always been the person that likes to study not formally, but I like to get the information at least and just take it all in at my own pace. And I like to say my pace is faster. Like I even do it with science and like philosophy, culture, language, like all those different things. And yeah, but if you were to sit me in front of a classroom or in a classroom, I'm not gonna really pay attention really. I'm just gonna go off into my own world and do my own thing because my own pace is my own pace. And I really feel like that too. Like however you learn is however you have to learn. And even when I first started drawing, I'd even like pick up like a tutorial or anything. I just said, okay, how can I draw this thing? How do I draw a hand? Well, I have a hand right here. Let me just like visually picture it in my mind and then draw it and then see if I could work it from there. And eventually I got better and better because the practice of observation or just strengthening your memory and composition of art is what allows you to make better art, not the tutorial basis. And that's what a lot of people have to like really let go of and rediscover for themselves is like, how can I learn to my best ability? What makes sense for my strategy of learning? And yeah, yeah. You did mention Yoruba culture. I'm your oh word. Though I don't speak much of the language, but I did take some names references for the beings of the comic, and yeah, it's been easier to slowly learn from form. Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. The cut, bruh. It's crazy how much like Yoruba is baked into like reality, or not even crazy. It's not crazy at all. It's really not crazy. I don't know why I said that. It's accurate. It's very loving. It's very in tune with what life is. I and yeah, intuition gets you feeling comfortable. Yeah, that too. Intuition is a big part of it. Intuition is big. Oh my gosh. Like I find myself just sucked into a random world, and most of the time you can find yourself like very fixated on like, oh, what do I have to do tomorrow? What do I have to do today to make sure that yesterday doesn't happen again? Like what happened in the past that made this thing happen? And now when you just forget all of that and you forget that pressure and you just focus on just living in this moment, no matter what task you're doing, it's going to get done. And you know that because you already set yourself in motion. Now is just about making sure that that motion is aligned with what you want to be, achieve, and what your intuition really guides you to be. And yeah, that's why systems are so important. Like finding, I don't know where you are, but I'm in America. Finding yourself in America. America is very based in the system of linear thinking and linear time, and the way that like life is here, you have to forego any type of intuition just to make a paycheck and live some way, shape or form. And it's so easy to be stuck in that system, especially because like you may have parents that were born there or parents that came here and then they got sucked into the system and then you grew up into the system and you don't know any other way. So now you have to like unlearn that way of thinking intentionally because you just want a better way of life. And that's where your intuition then comes in, and then you're like, oh wow, okay, if I sit and really receive myself at its fullest potential and receive what I really want and give myself and award myself the opportunities, then the things that I want will come to me. I just have to be able to forego the things and parts of my ego that didn't have a place really. And yeah, yeah, it's interesting. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. I often forget to draw eyebrows. That's one of my things. Be awkward. Some of my characters look cool without eyebrows, but this one needs eyebrows. It's me. Oh, my goatee. Wait, I need my goatee, man. Boop. Yeah. I should do a tea stream. All these ideas are just coming. All these ideas are just popping up. It is like pretty cool. Like I'm making my goatee do the same thing. Like I don't think my goatee's like fully fledged out, but like it does like a little U. Cause that middle part's not growing. That middle part is not growing, so I'm just doing that. There you go. You like it, man? Okay. Sympathetic inconsistencies can be debilitating. Do you learn to drop and pick up a few things in there instead? The whole point is that you never really drop anything if you always pick it back up. True. True. Um. Huh. I feel like it's a very very conscious effort. It's a very conscious effort. Like especially when you're trying to drop a certain thing about you, like you have to be able to consciously be aware of the thing first. Make yourself aware, like, oh my gosh, there's this thing about me that I don't like. There's this vice that I dive into every time I feel this feeling. Okay, that's when I feel that feeling. So what causes that feeling to arise? Well, it might be anxiety, it might be this. Why do I feel anxiety? Why do I feel this? What is pushing me in this direction? Okay, it might be this, that, and the third. How can I remove that from my life? And how plausible is it for me to remove that thing? Nobody prepares you on how to live after you walked out something harmful psyche. Then, ooh, yeah, starts to seem mad. Yeah, nobody's, yeah, yeah, yeah. In that same regard, though, cause like people might not agree with like the path that you go down. People, and one, you have to be able to discern whether the path for yourself is good and whether it leaves a good impression on the environment. And that's why things work in systems. That's why even when I refer to myself, do not see it knowing where you've been gives you compassion for their ignorance, but more than often you're unable to function. Interesting. Yeah, see. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, it's a continuation. Oh, okay. All right. I do that. No, yeah. No, that's facts. Yeah, they won't be able to see it like completely. Yeah, yeah. But again, like it's really making sure that the system checks itself. That's why I built my philosophy. It's called receiving and replenishing. And the full mantra goes, I will receive all that I am and I will replenish all that I am. And the message behind that is you know in yourself that you want to feel good. So what can you receive from the world? You receive everything from the world, negative things, positive things, neutral things, everything. But you take that energy and you transform that energy and you put it into the things that move things positively. Because everything works in a system, including yourself. You are a system. So the things that you put in your body, such as food, the things that you do in the day, what you do as soon as you wake up, as soon as you go to sleep. Those things replenish you and you receive everything that it is. And as long as those systems can keep on pushing that positive sense, then it becomes infectious and it leaks out to like other things. And on top of that philosophy is the idea of abundance, freedom, and karma, which abundance would be like the opportunity and possibility of everything. Like everything is possible, everything and anything is possible. But the freedom is the choice that you make. And once that choice is made, then the karma from reality, the things that are baked into reality, the things that happen, which is like the past, the past comes back and says, oh yeah, that possibility, that abundance that you have in your head is possible. So since you made this choice, then you're going to be awarded this thing. And it's very relative, especially because if you're in a system which is very negative and you as a person are very positive, first you have to unwind like everything about you, or unwind everything about the situation or reality that you're in, and then you can really build and rebuild and rebuild a system in which it is just solely positive. That's why you see like people with you see people within history such as like Buddha, or not like Buddha as a concept, but I forget his name. Guetme, Gut something. I just butchered his name. Crazy work. But you look at people like that. You look at people that represent these ideas. You look at people like Krishna. You look, or not people, but like you look at deities like Krishna. You look at the Christian God. You look at or look at the prophets Jesus, Muhammad, um, Jah Rastafari, uh, so many of these representations of goodness, and you look at actual people. You look at I can't even think of like good like whoever. You look at these good people and you see like how they replenish their systems. They don't just emanate good from the start. They had to like really go through a journey of self-discovery and self-realization that, oh, this is them, not me. This is how I can bring about a certain type of feeling to reality. This is how I can uplift a people, but it's not going to be done overnight. It's not going to be felt overnight. And that's the uncomfortable battle of it too, is that we're very baked in like the instant gratification of something, because the only thing that we know is the past. That's the only thing that we're sure about, is that something in the past happened. And it makes the future very like implausible. So if you can control the fact that like within your head something positive is going to happen, if you can control that idea that, oh, something positive will always happen, then it's true. It's like yeah, something positive is always gonna happen. So like also the negative, but it's healthier for you to think about like the things that will positively happen within life. And if it's very difficult for those things to happen, you just have to make sure that your system replenishes that idea healthily. And like yeah, yeah, and that goes for like those people that can't understand that idea, that can't understand. Oh, unreleased. Get out my ear. Yeah, yeah. That goes for like people that don't know how that works. That don't know how to like unsheath that part of them. Can y'all even hear the music? Was the music even going? I don't even know. Y'all can hear it now. Oops. Oopsies. But yeah, I just went on like a 50-minute yap about that, but that is truthfully the reality that I come to like really understand, and I try to like really teach to people around me, and not even by saying words, by saying, oh yeah, this is how I think about reality, think it too. I just do it by example. That's like the best I could do, honestly, because that's how people really emulate and take in information, is that they see the example, then they are like, oh, okay, I see how you did it. Let me do that too. Let me try that. Let me try to feel what you feel, or let me try to feel that same pure feeling within myself. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to like make my story tell as well, or like my art in general tell. Like I want people to critically think, not about just like anything, but how to just be, like, be themselves, especially in a system where they can't be themselves. Make sure that they have the opportunity to be themselves, or if they're in a opportunity or place where they are themselves, express yourselves in the most purest way possible and allow the environment to replenish the goodness that you uphold. Hence my self-proclaimed title of upholder of the good. But yeah. Yeah. I look like I got mascara. Hell yeah. I haven't put mascara on in years. Anyways, I like this. Why I know smile? Why I don't why I know like smile? Boop. Joking, complete. Yeah, nah. Come back. Come back. Come back. Yeah. I'm gonna just leave it like that. You're good. You're good like that. Rio. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I didn't even like see that. My bad. It does sound locally sustainable, but mostly it matters when it works even more locally within yourself. Scrutiny within the self is a way to check the wellness of the system, but it holds growth. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could think of it that way. Like it does, scrutiny within the self does hold the system in a way. It does, truthfully. But that's what, so in my story, a little context, a little lore. The again, back to this one drawing with the two eyeballs. Um, this creature is called the fake eyed. The fake eyed is a representation of negative things within the self. Is basically, or not negative things in the self, but is basically your shadow self. And the shadow self, it houses a lot of the anxieties and fears of just reality, and the fears about yourself. Like if you fear that you might hurt someone, then it represents the pain that you are hurting someone. um I have that representation of those things, not in a way to be afraid more of it, but to make sure that I put an identifying marker and say, oh, this isn't what I'm supposed to be afraid of. This is just a sign of something within myself that I need to make sure I pay attention to. That I am going about life in a uh I'm going about life in a watchful way. Like I'm able to just watch and make sure that, oh, I'm I'm not trying to overanalyze and say, oh, everything that I'm doing is hurting someone, but I'm also making sure that my best intention is always put forward. And sometimes your best intention might hurt someone, but you have to be comfortable with the fact that that's life. Like, plants grow and feed off of each other. They harm each, like, different parts of the environment. Harm, it could be seen that way, but it replenishes the system overall. My philosophy is okay. Your philosophy, input in is inconsequential to being, but reality works on input. Reality strictly consequential and is proportionally distributed. Do evil, just being. Do good, but no, it is not because you're good, but because you're currently be. Yes, yes, yes. I like that. I like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So your philosophy is like based on like the idea of like output. Like, what is the value of the output that you're doing? Do evil just by being. Do good, but no, it is not because you're good, but because you're currently able to. It's real. It's real. That's literally what it is. Like, with even honing, like, our philosophies are pretty like right there. Like, I like that. Like, the one of the biggest thoughts within people that keeps them stuck within whatever thing that they're doing or whatever reality that they're in is the fact that they're like, oh my gosh, this world is so messed up, it's so blah blah blah, it's so bad, and they look at the bad of it all, and it stops them from doing any good. It stops them from being like, oh, I can put in effort in this corner. That's why when you look at people that may go into fields specifically for, like, oh my gosh, hold on, I have to skip this song. Like, certain people will go into a field of work solely based on the fact that something would happen to them in their past. Like, someone they knew had cancer or something, and for the entirety of their life they couldn't do anything about the fact that they had cancer, and that person died. And coming to that point, they then said, okay, I'm going to go into the medical field. I'm going to become a not only a doctor, I'm going to become a pharmacologist. I think that's the term. I'm going to become a pharmacologist, pharmacist, or a herbal doctor or anything, and do extensive research on things that can mitigate and help sell research. And through that, they just helped and made their own pocket of goodness that can then shape the world in its own entirety. Because that one act of goodness, that one singular focus of goodness, trickled into different atmospheres. Because imagine, like, a person that they've never met, but because they did that research on cancer and they discovered some idea of why things might cause cancer, now that information translated to someone across the globe that doesn't even know them and is suffering from something, they listen to that information, then they heal themselves, and then through healing themselves, then they create an art piece 10 years down the line that might inspire the next person, and then the next person, and then the next person. And it's like such a give and take, a receive and replenish, a a it there's no equivalent, exchange of the energy or value to the person doing an act, but the sheer act of doing the thing is what allows the possibility of love and goodness to spread throughout just being. That's the entirety of the planet. The entirety of the planet works on that basis. Like, you see ecosystems just like thriving off of each other for the sheer fact that they just live in the same environment. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah. 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 Um, everyone in stream drink water. Yeah, drink water. Water is important. Brain freeze. Oh, trigeminal headache. Head ass. Facts. True. True. And that's like one of those, again, one of those systems where you have to be able to be like, oh yeah, things might not be good like for me right now. Like, if you think about disproportionate change can and does happen at those terminal ends, but rarely so. Yeah, yeah, facts. Cause that's like another thing about like being a living being that is very scary conceptually, because conceptually when we like think about these ideas, we pose these questions of reality, we talk about these ideas of reality in a way that makes sense, and it's like, oh yeah, like eventually things will be better. But right now we live in such turmoil, and it's like, damn, I don't know if within my own lifetime I will be able to see a full garden of trees or a future of like fruitful things. But at least I could put in the effort for me right now that could either trickle the philosophy for that to continue, for those ecosystems to exist, or for those seeds to be planted, or later in those generations, if I planted a seed, that it could be then harvested by the future generations. Yeah, I think that it's a thought that I had to be like very comfortable with. Like, I had a deep conversation with myself and just being like comfortable with the idea of death, because it is a very scary thing. Like, wow, you're gonna die one day. Like, I'll die. That's a very scary thing. But at the same time, I was like, you know what? Not really. Like, yeah, it's scary for my ego, because there will be a day in which I won't wake up. There will be a day in which the world is without me. And there are days where it's like people within your life or my life or someone else's life that they just, they're not there anymore. But what what is replaced what their being is the final sentence that they deliver, the immortality of the opportunities that they've given. That is why being your best self and being your most positive self and giving a type of love to the environment around you is the most important thing that you could do. Because if you don't do that, then you have nothing. You like the thing that you're left with, the idea that you are left with, the thing that you leave behind, the seed and tree that grows from your idea, your very concept of being, won't be anything. If like anything of importance, it will be something that would be avoided if it is solely based in the idea of negativity. If someone lives based in that negativity, their immortality is going to be based on that. That's why when you think of like people like Hitler or something, like you think like people like that have conquered and enslaved people, they're not good people, and they will be remembered for that wrongdoing, and they will solely be based around that negative feeling, and they will be immortal for that. And that is the most terrible type of suffering conceptually, because you like, yeah, sure, you may have died, but the idea of you is going to be like there forever, one way or another, some way, shape, or form. And then eventually, like when your name is forgotten and your face is the only thing that like is remembered, or when your face is forgotten and the concept of your negativity is still there, then it's like, damn, your immortality is sad. I don't think death is scary, not even for my ego. I don't think my ego as a manifestation of myself, but a necessary mechanism to not get consumed by others. It is a discardable situation. Yes, precisely. Yeah. Literally, like I love that. Like that's true. I like that. I like that form of thought, and that's the thought that really pushes people to really think in that, or think in a way that they can benefit and grow from the self. Is that to realize they are a part of, but also separate from. It's important to realize those things. If anything, I might be able be. If anything, I might be in a hurry to die. That's the only thing I haven't experienced. If anything, I might be in a hurry to die. That's the only thing I haven't experienced. Huh. Yeah. I guess our egos are like, in a weird way, they teeter on the, or actually our concepts of being is what teeters on the idea of death, because we are constantly progressing forward in a way that we want to evolve and become more and become immortal in a way and transcend a self. But when our ego is very uncomfortable with the idea of ending, especially within a moment, especially when it comes to jumping into the next moment. Like me speaking right now, like I don't know what I'm gonna say next, and my ego's fear is, am I gonna deliver the next sentence right? Am I gonna deliver what I'm really thinking and feeling correctly? But I do anyways, and that's kind of what death is I'll live and I'll die. And eventually that death will give the energy back to the system, and then the system is going to do the same thing that it's always done. And not just on Earth, not just in your local environment, not just in the solar system, not just like within anything. It's within everything, within the Dharma reality, within the concept of the universe, within everything. It will be destroyed and come back together, destroyed and come back together in so many pockets and facets, and it's amazing. It's I say it's amazing. It's truly amazing. I'm very ecstatic whenever I talk about like the concepts of just being in such a way, because it's shocking. it's shocking, and I am grateful to be alive and share this type of thought. And I'm highly appreciative of for you in this stream, by the way. Thank you for stopping by and really giving me like your thought processes. It has also like given me like a the opportunity. Ah, are we good? Check. It has also given me the opportunity to just like take in your perspective as well, because you have a very powerful perspective, and I see where you have like a lot of growth, and I hope you see like where I have a lot of growth, and I can't wait to see everything about your comic and everything. But yeah, um, this guy is kind of cool. This like face thing that's going on. I don't know what's going on. I think the ego gets agitated when it knows it's gonna die. It takes a blow, and sometimes it's selfish. Yeah. 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 It does. It does. That's the beauty of it. Like, I was so as I get like more and more in tune with just doing my creativity, because like my one goal for this year is to make sure that I become a full-time artist. Like I want to be a full-time artist this year, because I'm just done with like wasting my time. I'm done with foregoing all of my time towards something that I don't want to do and that doesn't really replenish me in a multifaceted way as such my art does. So in me doing that, I come to the point in which my ego faces a lot of negatives and positives. Like there's the very high highs and the very low lows, and I have to be comfortable with the fact that that will always persist. That will always occur. That I will always feel a negative feeling, and I will always feel a positive one. And I invite it. I truthfully invite it. You're one of those people that leave a mark. Oh, stop. I find it charming. You can tell when someone's eager to enforce the rule. I don't show that. Full stop. You do have that trait. First of all, you do have that trait, because one, where you think you might not have that trait within yourself, you do, because you ponder questions. You question reality. The sheer fact that you like to question reality is what pushes you forward. Like I could say like me now, I'm not me now, but me then, I didn't have this same like thought process. I didn't like even think of like conceptually being a figure of positivity. Like I didn't know what that meant. I was just trying to like escape like the reality I was stuck in, and I didn't know what was keeping me stuck. I really didn't. But the sheer fact that I kept on questioning reality, I kept on learning, and I kept on activating that sense of self and discovery and learning more about other people and talking about random concepts of reality. I was like, okay, bet. But I appreciate that, though. Thank you so much. Like that means a lot. That means a lot. But I also believe in you too. Like, especially your comic. If if you don't believe it now, your comic's gonna unveil that for you. Like on everything. Like it's your art. Your art will show that. It will showcase reality to you, the world to you, everything. But yeah. Simple decision. Okay, yeah, you see this character, this thing right here might be a character in my thing. Cause what is this? This is cool. Yeah, yeah. My OC divine will. Overseers, overseers, overseers. Next. Boop. I don't know what to draw now. Yeah. I have such a love-hate relationship with ants because like sometimes I draw them like crazy good, and then other times I'm like, eek, can't do it, can't do it. But I do love hands because like hands, they touch the world. They touch the world and all that jazz. Such a very impressionable thing hands are. I think I made the thumb a little bit too big, or the fingers just stucky. Stucky so. I mean, isn't that life though? Like, isn't mimicking presence what life is? Like, even within myself, just because like everything that I've taken within myself and like learned about myself, hands hands click for me. It was the ultimate ascending, not facts. Facts. When you get to that one time, you're like, oh my gosh, I can draw ants. I can draw ants. This is crazy. But nah, yeah, like mimicking presence. Nah, I feel like that's just life though. Like we kind of mimic our environment, and especially when you like a good feeling and you put yourself in the presence of a good feeling, or you're able to transmute that energy that bad energy and turn it into good energy because you don't want that bad energy within your circle, then it allows you to like to 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 emanate that presence. And yeah, like that is mimicking presence because like even within like environments or being inspired, like half the things that I've started within my life, I was probably inspired by something, and that sheer inspiration and the sheer will of me being like, I want to tell my own unique story that is original and that I've made every single part of. That is what like inspired me to like keep on going with my thing. But I can't disregard the fact that I've been inspired in like every single sense of the word. Like, yeah, like I like to say I mimic presence too. I'm a mirror for like a lot of people's realities. I'd like to hope. Um, or I can't even say that I hope because I am a mirror to people's realities, as people might mirror or reflect on a certain thing that I would do that I would have never thought that I did. But you know, My next thing, weird. Actually, it's not weird. Feet. I need to like get used to drawing feet because I can't draw feet, bro. I can't draw feet to save my life. Like, hold up, let me draw it right now. Let me attempt to draw a foot. Like, I don't feel it. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. Like, what? Like, what is this? Oh, wait, that's actually not that bad. Wait, am I good? Am I good? Am I good at drawing feet now? Is that a thing? Get stucky. I need to like do like the dimensions of the toe. Oh my gosh, I'm kind of getting good. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Oh my gosh, wait. I've made a discovery. It's that heel. It's the heel. It's the heel. It's the heel. I can't do the heel. I can't do the heel. It's like it's kind of trippy like that. How do I get the dimensions like that? How do I these oh right? No? Right? Does that feel right? I think that feels right. That feels right, right? I hope so. I hope so. Alright. Let me see. Oh, what did you say? It's like testing creating the effect of care, respect for boundary, interest, all in mitigate. Type shit. Yeah, that's real. That's real. Like that. That's such a That's an interesting like thought process and like concept that people don't think about too. Is the state in being that someone else is in, especially in response to like someone else's heartache. But whether you do walk out or not, whether you do walk out or not, it depends if you just like come back, because like come back in a different state and be like, oh, I had to emotionally prepare myself. Like whoever you are to yourself and however you like may come to a certain thing. Like I like to say I'm not really good at comforting people, but people come to me for comfort a lot. And I don't get it. I don't really get it. But it wasn't until I like sat with myself and I had to comfort myself, in which I was like, oh, this is the presence that people feel. This is what they mean. This is what they're talking about when they want to like talk to me about something. I get it now. What did I just touch? What was that? Okay. Is it I'm so scared of feet, bro. Why is it like it's halfway good. It's almost there. Try twisting the form and add bumps. Go back. Okay, hold up. Let me see. All right. I'm gonna just boop boop move that right there, and I'm gonna do a new thing and then see how I. Now, actually, I'm also try to like do triangles. Okay. Okay, now it's just the toes. Now it's just the toes. Head on is really nice. Like I can hit that. Now I just need to be able to like uh portray like a 3D sense. I think that was also like my challenge with noses. At a certain point, like how could I make a nose feel like how can I make a nose feel 3D? How does that work? But I realized like the lack of shape is also the illusion of the shape is what builds the dimension of the shape as well. So I guess in that similar sense, it goes for the feet. Because on this one, like I like the shape of the toes, but what makes it very hard for me to like say, oh, it's realistic is that like the or is unrealistic is that the lack of detail or the lack of interaction with the rest of the foot, because this part is what gets like, oh, what the fuck, like what is that? And then yeah, but I'll get it eventually. I'll get it eventually. um Brody's scared of feet. While some yeah, it's crazy. I wonder if artists that are into feet fetishes feel utmost content. Yeah. Yeah. Imagine that. Imagine being. imagine having a feet fetish. Imagine having a feet fetish and like you're just so obsessed with feet. Oh my god. Imagine this. Imagine this torture, right? You have a feet fetish, right? And you're so obsessed with it, but you can't draw it. You can't draw it. You can't draw it. You're stuck. You're stuck. That is so tough, buddy. That is so tough. Next. I think I'm gonna do one more page and then call it. How long have I been streaming for? Almost 2 hours. Yeah. 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 Nah, yeah, I know. It's tough. It is tough. The Great Lock-in. I should have a study stream. That's random, but I should do that. Oh, no, you good. I mean, no, that's why I said like Discord specifically. So I wouldn't really jump on WhatsApp, but if you get like Discord and whatnot, like you don't even have to like. I don't even know. Do you know what Discord is? Like, it's not really a social media platform. It's more of like a cultivated community, like specific to whatever like the community is based around. So it's not really um a social media platform. It's just like a social community platform, almost like a I can't even use Reddit as an example. Like a group chat. It's like a group chat. Like yeah, that's my best example. But yeah, like either that or like email. Um, yeah, those two things. Because I definitely love the conversation that you sparked and that we had and everything. That's love. That's love. Dance to dance to dance to keep dance to dance to dance to keep I don't know run it. Plus I don't even be on WhatsApp like that. I do not be on WhatsApp. Dance with you, dance, the dance that keeps coming. It dance, dance, dance to keep coming. I don't know. I do have a history with Discord. I guess I could try again. Yeah, like no pressure. I'm here. I push solely only positive energy, and I want to make sure that my community only solely has positive energy. So there's no pressure on that, but the opportunity is always there for you. Again, email, cool with that. I also will try to build like a type of platform on my website for that as well. But not yet. All that jazz. But let me know. I'm always here. Always here. Always want. I'm always willing to have a conversation. You're cool people, and yeah. Whatever you are comfortable with, I will be available. 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 Let me give her an afro. Tighter curls. I need to do tighter curls with this one. Back drawing. Mostly left because I was feeding into a routine and I found myself replying text even though I was warned. So I guess I could. That's what it is now. Oh, for sure, for sure. Yeah, yeah. Nah, it'd be like that. It'd be like that. But yeah, I'm always here. Always here, and yeah. Point perspective drawing. Okay, see, here's my bigger problem now. Her face, that way. let me hit a follow button. Thank you. Love. Love. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for that follow and everything. It means a lot. It means a lot. And to cultivating a brighter future. All that jazz. Love. Peace, love, and prosperity. It's ironic because I think I am finishing up this drawing a little bit. I think I'm going to end stream in like 2 seconds. But yeah. Oh, it's not bad. It's not bad. Okay. Let me go to this little guy over here. Yeah, I have a lot of practice. That's why I got the journal, really. But because these perspective drawings, they're matte. Oh, let me wait. Does she have abs? Do I want her to have abs? Too heavy. It just looks like chicken scratch, but okay. Yeah, I think that's it though. I'm gonna make these 2 pieces larger. All right. Perfect beat to end the stream on. Thank you for everyone for joining me on today's stream. All that jazz. Peace, love, and prosperity. Peace, love, and prosperity. Peace, love, and prosperity.